this is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 16th of 2025. Strong hand, buy and hold, long-term thinking, buying over crying. I'm offended by selling in motion without rulers.com. Without rulers.com. He sent all these shirts. I'm wearing them. I talked about it in this video. Actually, is this part 2 of another video that was, it crashed. YouTube crashed. YouTube is still horrible after all these years. I don't have much time here. 3 minutes of the first 3 minutes of the show is another link. I'll link to it below. Okay, and I talk all about the awesome shirts there. You please go to the URL. It was so kind of Without Rulers to send me this. All of his information is going to be linked to below. Everything's linked to that I talk about in this video is linked to in the original 3-minute video that YouTube totally messed up. And again, I am a millionaire. I don't have to. I really shouldn't be doing admin on YouTube. Okay, it's a complete waste of my time. Someone should be doing this for me. Just setting up the whole admin of this. It's ridiculous. When you've gotten to this point in life where I am, I shouldn't be worrying about being the admin of a YouTube channel. And that's why I don't do many shows at all, because nonsense like this always happens. But hey, man, you're really getting it off of me today, because guess what? I've got self-control, so I didn't start cursing like a maniac on the air when YouTube messed up and my show got cut off. Everything that I prepared, was stopped. And now all of you are algorithm slaves, so you're going to have to find this video some other way. But again, I'm going to do the minimal admin on this so that everything is linked to below, and you'll have a great time if you actually check out the links, which few people actually do. Because few people are actually in motion and are learning like the awesome Without Rulers.com. And I give him all the credit in the world for actually doing something with his life, unlike so many other people that just complain about the situation. And so, okay, let's get into the show itself here. As you can tell, I'm not in my best mood, obviously. But hey, man, I'm a happy guy, so I'm going to improve the situation by just getting on with my life here. All right. Okay, so thanks to Nomee Nome, Terry Grier, DaCryptoRaccoon, Paul, Deniz, Tune In, Drop Out, Izabella Drayven, and Cold Flow, Still Moon, Like Clear Water. We only need $10 for the next One Bitcoin Show. So you guys, 2028 halving, yes, get pumped for it. If you've got like 20 Bitcoin now, because we're in the 6-digit realm, you've got like $2 million worth of Bitcoin. And obviously, you could tell by how frustrated I am being my own secretary that I've got more than freaking $2 million worth of Bitcoin. And I should be anyway. So, and I will be doing fun things. And this is fun for me, but it's not fun when YouTube messes everything up. So, yeah. I don't want anybody to worry about the year 2140. That's the last year that Bitcoin gives out its subsidy. That's what one of these shirts is about, the year 2140. He's got all sorts of messages encrypted in these shirts that you can figure out. They're just fun and they're warm. And it was a little cold in McAllen the last 2 days, but it's going to be warm again today. And I went down to McAllen, Texas to get rid of the cold of Salt Lake City. Just for an update for you, those of you who don't know, just temporarily here for a little bit. They're going to launch a rocket. Elon's going to launch a rocket today, so I might be able to see that from here. And Paul said, buying over crying. Thank you so much, Paul. And don't worry about the year 2040. Just buy the guy's shirt. Okay, that's how you take care of it. All these people are like, what's going to happen when the miners aren't going to get rewarded anymore? It's the year 2140. Just get the shirt. That's my answer to it. Another thing I've been doing on Twitter, TECHBALT, follow me there. For all of you who actually want to learn things that are beyond Bitcoin, I am trying to tweet out polls, which not many people have participated in, because it doesn't have like a naked woman in it doesn't have a picture actually. It just has a poll and then just these URL links. It's like a boring looking tweet, so it doesn't get much traction. But it's me listing, for the videos that I thought were awesome that I've watched in the last 24 hours or so. And you can vote and see which one you think's the best. Tell me which one you think's the best. So I watch a lot of videos. I learn a lot from dudes like James Lindsay, Scott Galloway, Ben Shapiro, whoever. What's his face? Michael Malice. So many people. And the Hoover Institution. And I'm trying to share it with all of you. So that's how, I know a lot about what's going on in the world, and it's improved my strong hand, and it's just made me a well-rounded person, gotten me involved in philosophy I'm an Ayn Rand fan, obviously. So part of this video is supposed to talk about that I thought Javier Milei, imagine if they had one of those in South Africa. And the people in South Africa can dream of that because they're going the other way. They're going in the BRICS direction when they should be going in the freedom direction at Argentina. So Argentina is improving. It's going to be like a top 10 country. South Africa could be better than Argentina. They got more resources than Argentina. Both beautiful countries, obviously. I think Cape Town is in terms of big cities, in terms of natural beauty, it's the most beautiful city I've ever been to. But you can't go. Things close at nighttime. It's dangerous, even if you're from Baltimore. I could walk a few blocks in Cape Town. Most people would take a cab, but I'm from Baltimore, so I'm originally from Baltimore. So it didn't scare me that much, but maybe it should have scared me. So yeah, I've been wanting to bring up that subject for a long time. Milei, South Africa, that would be a great combination. So find yourself a Milei there or something close to one. I don't think you're going to get one, but I love what Argentina is doing, and keep it up. And South Africa, learn. Yes, we talked about the 6-digit realm. Fitting in is overrated. Yes, thank you. And 2013 is a long time ago now, because back then you said, I want to be a Bitcoin millionaire. And now $1 million is what it used to be in 2013. You want to say, I want to be a Bitcoin 2 millionaire now. All right, we got people commenting here. Yeah, please ask questions because there aren't that many topics, although I don't really want to do this for much longer because of what happened with the YouTube crashing, which I keep bringing up, which probably is annoying a lot of people that I'm bringing it up now. I don't blame you if it's annoying you. It's annoying me too. So there was a video out there, and I retweeted it, of this Cuban guy in Arizona seeing a Costco for the first time ever, and just seeing the incredible abundance. And he was almost crying. Well, I put it in a different perspective. If you brought somebody from 1985 in America to like now, 40 years later, they went into a Back to the Future time machine. Pound that like button for that cultural reference. If Michael J. Fox came from 1985 to now, he would be shocked at the abundance that we're living in now. I mean, it's incredible. He might start crying too. He really might start like, well, what is this? This is this phone in your hand that's a computer? What's a computer? This is better than anything we're gonna do in the next in the next movie in 1988. Oops, I wasn't supposed to mention that, was I now? Oh, we're gonna have a sequel and a trequel. All right, no, so yeah, just think about it, guys. For all the people who complain about how horrible life is and they have nothing, I mean, just go back to 1985 and bring somebody back from 1985, and they would be crying if they saw how great things are now. I mean, literally crying in shock, like, oh my God, like, whoa, I can just like any food is so abundant and like so much, and everything, clothing is free now, and wow, there's anyway, people just throw away clothing on the street that's perfectly good. The latest, my last show, I was asked if I talked to normies about Bitcoin. Well, here's an email from a friend of mine who's a normie, and I've talked to him about Bitcoin since 2013. In fact, I had emails to prove it. And despite me talking about it with my friend to tell him to buy Bitcoin for 12 years, this is what he sends me. And I'm sure a lot of you get things like this. This is a quote. This is his email. I should have gone on and bought some Ripple when it was at like 30 cents a few years ago. Yep, that's classic unit bias for you right there. And yeah, it's going to continue to work on people. And my friend isn't an idiot either. He has a job. It's like people get intimidated that it's $100,000. They see that this thing is a few cents. And yeah, it has pumped lately or whatever it's done. But we've seen it do this crap. What is Ripple? What's it? It's a centralized currency. It's such. I don't need to get into it with you guys, but the objective here, my point in showing this is just show you that it's always going to work. Richard Hart's going to be able to pull off things. All sorts of people are going to keep up. For the people that say that altcoins are not going to die, just again, I'm going to read you what the guy. This is all the email. I should have gone on and bought some Ripple when it was at like 20 cents a few years ago. He's bought nothing, by the way, in terms of cryptocurrency. But this is what they hear. This is what he's in the normie world. He doesn't watch my shows. And he somehow sees that Ripple, and he doesn't see CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. They don't know there's a whole list out there. They just, hear something through the ether, and there you go. It's Ripple today. That's the altcoin flavor of the month again. It's been recycled. Recycled like the trash that it is, because trash gets recycled. So yeah, unit bias there. What's this? Oh yeah. All right. So with the Trump is going to become the president of the United States again, and yeah, and good to see you guys that are here now. And type in BitcoinMeister, do a super chat. And we only need $10 more for the next new One Bitcoin show. And I'll answer your questions on the spot. But most important, buy these shirts. I don't get any money from it. But the dude, he's a nice guy. Yeah, my hair is lovely. What was I going to talk? Yeah, so Trump's going to be president in a few days. And there's so much speculation about what's going to happen. Every word that he says, people are analyzing, like, oh no! People think, oh, this is what the world is going to end because of something he said for 2 seconds. Now, by the way, the deal they made with Hamas is a disgrace. Obviously, that's a disappointment. There should be no deal with them at all. So that's sad. But the people in Israel really want their people back, too. So there was so much pressure. So Trump, he's trying to recreate 1980 over again. He's trying to be Reagan the Carter. That Reagan brought home the Iran hostages immediately. Carter was incompetent. So he's trying to totally replicate that. My point is this. I have lived through many baseball seasons in my life. Many, 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 many. Every year, somebody wins the spring training war, okay? Someone got the best free agents. And then some other team is a disgrace. It's going to fail. And everyone's speculating, all spring training, speculating. And guess what? You have to play the season out to know what happens in the world, okay? So let's just, can you wait 4 more days? 4 more days it is now. For Donald Trump will be president. Things will start to happen. The nominees will be approved, blah, blah, blah. Then you could judge. The second term, okay? It's just like right now, people are judging the New York Mets, the Baltimore Orioles for 2025. No, it's not even that. Wait. You judge through the results of the season. We haven't played a game yet in the 2025 season. We haven't played a game yet in Trump's second term. There you go. Good comparison. And there we go. Paul sends $10 to put us over the top. We don't need it. We're going to have another One Bitcoin show soon enough here in McAllen, Texas. Thanks so much, Adam. You helped me keep a strong hand during the 2020 crash when I was a new stacker. I have learned so much from you. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you for being a friend. Like the Golden Girls used to say, okay? My grandma actually, both my grandmothers, a blessed memory, they liked that show. They liked it. It was, people age differently, by the way, now. If you look back at the Golden Girls, like women of that same age, they look better now. I mean, again, that's another abundance there. Another reason we should all be happy. Oh, wait a minute. We got Crypto Native, lifetime 30-year Detroit Lions fan. Conviction. Dude, you've got conviction. But let me tell you, my father, of blessed memory, Mel Meister, he would tell me of the 1957 world champion Lions. You like my knowledge, don't you? Because that was the year before the Baltimore Colts. Oh, the Baltimore Colts of legend. 1958 world champions in the greatest football game ever played at Yankee Stadium against the New York Giants. That was the year before. The year before was 1957. The Lion, and my dad would tell me as a kid, like, yeah, the Lions haven't been they haven't been champions since 1957. And when I was a kid, it was a long time ago, 1950s. Now it's even a longer time ago. And the Lions had never been in a Super Bowl, just like the Cleveland Browns, which my dad, of course, would tell me about too. Those are classic teams from that era, my dad's era. And so many guys are gone now from that era. So no one even recognizes the pre-Super Bowl era anymore, hardly. But my dad taught me well about that. And no, you shouldn't be obsessed with the NFL, but clearly it brings a big smile on my face. You can tell me thinking about that, and that I actually know. God, the Lions have played at Tiger Stadium since then. They played at the Silverdome since then. Now they got another stadium. I mean, it's unbelievable how much time has gone by. What a wait! People put a lot into football. But yeah, I hope the Lions make the Super Bowl. And you know who I hope they play in the Super Bowl? My father would very much love that combination, I'm sure. As would I. All right. All right, let's move on. So we talked about Costco and Milei and the Detroit Lions. All my Detroit players. And yeah, if you're a Lions fan, and I bet you live in the suburbs of Detroit, right? You don't live No. I shouldn't say that. Not that if you're in the Detroit area and you're learning about Bitcoin here, I say there's a really good chance you're not in the city of Detroit. That if you have a family, you're north of 8 Mile, right? Are you up in 13 Mile or 14 Mile with my Jewish people up there? In West, whatever it's called, Bloomington, North, I don't know all the names. I've been there plenty of times, a few times. Okay, so we're talking about my friend with the unit bias. And we talked about the speculation of the Trump administration. Oklahoma has some progress. Thanks to this guy, Dusty Devers. He's like a state senator, not the most perfect dude in the world. A lot of people have gone after him on some other issues. So I don't know that much about him. I don't want to make any mistakes, but I'll link to him. He's linked to on the original show. And he's going to make it legal to pay your people in Bitcoin and make it easier. I don't know. It's progress. Rick Jackson, all my dudes in Oklahoma are doing a great job. Making me proud. Bitcoin Radio. You all know who you are out there. Matt Moore, Oklahoma. Okay. Just like the musical Oklahoma, they made us watch at my elite private school in middle school. All right. So yeah, Dusty Devers, maybe you're an up-and-coming dude, but you're doing something on that level. And I know Rick Jackson is doing a lot of behind the scenes. Maybe I bet he knows Dusty Devers. I don't know. There's a lot of people in this world that really yearn for order, okay? And yeah, decentralization can be intimidating for most people because they can't think about it. They need order. But order could mess up a lot of, it does. When people want order, then they demand regulation. And then that slows down progress, okay? So for all of you people who think, oh, this is such a disorderly time, just take a few steps back and say, you know what? rigid order can only be enforced for rigid authoritarianism and regulation. So, for the Jordan Peterson people out there, like, oh, we want order. And okay, then yeah, get into Christianity. That's better. You becoming a Christian or whatever, you think that gets you order. That's better than forcing it upon everybody else through government regulation. Look at that. I said something about that. All right. And I want to say something about McAllen, Texas. Okay. They're hardworking people down here. That's very nice. I admire it. Okay. Were immigrants, maybe this generation or the generation before. Now, in the United States, we have a culture of civilization, I would say. Okay. And in some countries, they do things that objectively are totally uncivilized. And unfortunately, in the subculture of McAllen, Texas, there are certain people that have refused to give up some of their traditions of the uncivilized third world. All right? They may be perfectly nice people. I do not know. But what has stuck out to me, and I want to like this town, and I like that it's quiet. I like that the temperature is nice at times, better than most parts of this country during the winter. But, and this is a big thing, and you guys are going to laugh, and some people are going to think it's funny or whatever, but it is a real thing here. Almost every single time I've gone running or walking, a dog runs out of their yard. Literally, they don't keep them. And there are a lot of Chihuahuas that are doing it. Adam, it's a little small Chihuahua. What's the problem? All right, that's fine. But people have got like 5 Chihuahuas in their yards. People have got many cats in their back. And okay, the cats thing, that's at least the cats aren't attacking you. The dogs are literally attacking you, running up to you and touching you and stuff. And they're very loud. And just like leash laws, dude. Keep your dog on a leash. And so the worst thing is that it hasn't just been Chihuahuas. I was twice now, and it's by the same dog. I was viciously attacked when I was running. Viciously attacked by some disgusting dog. Thank God they're not like pit bulls like in Baltimore. But this thing was a small, stout mutt of some sort. Comes flying out of his yard. I mean, full throttle, and starts grabbing at my legs, violently and not stopping. And I mean, the only way it stopped is I ran. I mean, I was in the middle of running, and this is like a serious thing. So I told some people at the Chabad here, the synagogue, and they're all very civilized. I told some people, they're like, yeah. My wife and I can hardly walk the streets. We have to go certain ways because the dogs just come flying out of their front yards when we're walking. And this is not like a young guy. This is an older man. And someone said, yes, there are another guy said that in certain countries, they just like an animal is not that welcome in the house. So they just leave it out in the yard, leave it out. It defecates there. They don't walk it or anything like that. It's not on a leash. It's just it can be free in the yard, but they don't want it in the house. Okay. So you see that a lot around here. That was what this is all, and it's totally unacceptable and uncivilized and third world when a dog comes flying out and attacks you, violently attacks you, would injure a child. Would happen to me, by the way. That would not be. When I run for these reasons, I always have my pants tucked into my socks. Always. And because I don't like, I'm paranoid about ticks because I'm from Baltimore where they have Lyme disease. Okay, but other than the tick, it's a logical thing that I do. I mean, so yeah, a child would be crying. Who knows what would happen? I don't know. But this is a vicious dog. I'm gonna tweet. I'll tweet about it. I'll tweet the dude's location. It was on 6th Street, around the 1000 block of 6th Street. The person should be. But again, this is not the only time this is happening. This was just the most violent incident that I was involved in, okay? Every time you're walking, there's a dog come flying out of a yard. And most of the time it's a Chihuahua or whatever. And no, people are like, oh, you're stereotyping the people because you're saying they have Chihuahuas. No, there are a lot of freaking Chihuahuas here. A lot of freaking Chihuahuas. It's crazy. All right. So moving on. You're getting it beyond Bitcoin. You're getting everything here. I mean, what's the only thing I talked about Bitcoin was the Ripple thing today. But whatever. There's more here. I'm trying to. that's why I'm a unique beast. I'm doing what I want to do here. I'm doing what I want to do. And Brian's show is about to start in 25 minutes too. It's a shame that I'm going to stop there. Yeah, so James Lindsay, New Discourses channel. They talk about I linked to it below, or it will be linked. It's a perfect encapsulation of the woke right mindset. This woke right that James Lindsay has coined this term. It's people who you expect to be right, who just blame all their problems on other people, mostly the Jews. And they have the same victim mentality as the woke left, okay? Just blame, blame, blame. Don't fix anything. It's all about power dynamics and not changing your life. Dudes, there is no hegemonic thought in the United States, okay? In certain parts, yeah, there are some overwhelming systems, all right, that are out there. There are some overwhelming institutions that are out there. Leave. If you can't stand it in California, leave then. Just leave. There are some things that I can understand people, but I think some people think this liberalism that the United States has embraced is this cultural hegemon that doesn't allow people to do other things and is gone sour and taken over the world and ruined liberalism, and we need an authoritarian alternative to it because there's no other way to gain power or self-sufficiency. Like liberalism is an evil dictator that tells us what to do and we can't escape it, and it's rotten to the core, and oh, woe is me, blah blah blah, give me the power, I have insider information and I'm a Gnostic, and I'm going to make up I'm going to mystify all. No, dudes. Okay, I can understand one thing. There are certain institutions out there that are certainly lean toward being very dominant, very dominant. That's why hegemonic might be an exaggeration, but that's why we need networks, okay? All right? I have talked about this. Networks are not hegemonic in any way. You can opt out at any time. You can participate at any time. You can learn. There's not some strict structure out there, all right? But in terms of institutions, yeah, Harvard has become really woke and really insane. And it has a lot of cultural influence, especially where it is in the Northeast. But does it force anything? Is there no alternative to Harvard? No, you could build your own institution. You could easily just join one of these futuristic networks out there through the internet. All right. Wanted to address that really quick. I know that's getting kind of deep into certain things that I think a lot of people aren't used to hearing about or talking about. But, watch people like James Lindsay at New Discourses. You'll get used to talking in that manner. I love the term woke right. And I love this tweet that I retweeted of his that just shows what it's that just sums it all up there. That they see it's a puzzle. It's basically a connect the dots puzzle, and it's clearly a dog. I think a dog, but the woke right person has just connected all the dots to solve the puzzle, and solving the puzzle it's just a Jewish star. That's what he's connected it for everything, every puzzle that's out there, every question that's out there. The answer is a Jewish star. It's like, just blame them, just blame them. And, because the woke, they have this Gnostic, they know the secrets of the world, and the secrets of the world is that there's a little cabal out there that controls everything. And that's completely insanity. And that, just go to the tweet. All right. Scott Galloway, I wanted to really mention again. I've mentioned him a lot lately. And he gives some advice for the young guy who seems to care more about what others think of him than what he thinks of himself. That's not a good philosophy. And that totally meshes with my fitting in is overrated. There are a bunch of young guys out there who seem to care more about what others think about them than what they think about themselves. And that is what fuels the 2%ers in California to stay there because, and even his helper, Scott Galloway's sidekick, he cares what others think of him.
keeping up with the Joneses, living in the best neighborhoods. That's what keeps up the 2%er fiat economy. The 2%ers trying to pretend they're 1%ers. The 3%ers, the 4%ers, the 10%ers trying to pretend they're 1%ers. That fuels the fiat economy. That fuels California. And it gets you what you get. Because guess what? You think those people in California learn now in Los Angeles? All those dudes paid a lot of money for those houses. A lot of those dudes are 2%ers, 3%ers trying to fit in. They just want to live in those neighborhoods. Not all of them, but a lot of them just want to live in those neighborhoods to keep up with the Joneses. Some of them might wake up, but dude, there's been so much other stuff in Los Angeles over the last 5 years. It didn't wake them up. So why not? They're still going to want to fit in. They're still going to want to fit in after what happened. They're still going to elect Karen Bass. Speaking about Karen Bass, you should thank Hashem Almighty, everybody out there, that Biden didn't pick her to be his VP. He almost did. She could be the president of the United States in 4 days, easily. But he probably figured out beforehand, this woman is more likely to 25th Amendment me than Kamala is. Maybe that was the test. She could, what could have happened was that he would have picked her as the vice president. And there were two options. She would have 25th Amendment him, which would have been the right thing to do. She would have become president that way, or everything would have played out the way that it did. She would have run for president as he maintained being president, and she could have won. Maybe she would have been able to beat Trump. We don't know what would have happened, how she would have been presented to us. But now you see what Karen Bass was all about in Los Angeles. Oh, my Lord. Is that a good reason why you're supposed to pick qualified people for things? My Lord. That's a nightmare that's going on out there. Yeah, but Gavin Newsom will probably still be able to get away with it because he's a good-looking man. A lot of people are like, oh, this is over for Gavin. He'll never be able to run for president. I'm not saying that. He probably will be able to run for president still, because of all the people that have no memory, don't think, don't learn, but also because of the 3%ers and 2%ers that'll actually fund his campaign because they'll pretend like they love living in Los Angeles, even though they don't, that the only reason they stay is to keep up with the Joneses and to fit in. So, yeah, that's why you should care more about impressing yourself than impressing others. All right. There you go. What you think of yourself? These people don't think of anything about themselves. They just think the only way they're totally second-handed, to use an Ayn Rand term. They get their lack of self-confidence from what others think of them. You should get your self-confidence from what you think of yourself, what you know about yourself. All right. You don't need to brag to the darn world about it, but you should be proud about it. When you do something good, you should brag to the world. Not brag, but be happy to the world. Talk about it to the world. Yellow Card is a stablecoin Africa company that I found out about. Don't know much about it. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because it just shows how all these horrible third world countries where they let their dogs run loose. And by the way, what I experienced on the streets of McAllen with a dog attacking me, I've never experienced in a third world country. I did not experience that in Mozambique. No dogs came flying out at me, okay, in Mozambique. So the people who participate in letting their dogs run around like banshees, even in Mozambique, that did not happen to me, all right? And that says a lot. That didn't happen to me in Brazil, all right, which is better than Mozambique. I don't want to insult Brazil, but all right. So, but in countries like Mozambique, horrible currency, all right? People want stable coins, all right? They would design this Yellow Card company is becoming a big thing, and companies like it. I don't know much about it, but yeah, these countries know also that it will ruin their local currency if they allow these stablecoin companies to be legal in their countries. Some of them have let them slip in, okay? But maybe the United States of America, if the United States of America wants to make its own central bank digital currency, okay? Maybe they should just let it only be used internationally. It can't be used in the United States by the local population here. We don't want a CBDC, but it is a great way of
waging economic warfare to overthrow some of these horrible governments that are out there, okay? Like, okay, yeah, now we're going to give out CBDCs. We're going to pay our USA CBDC to everybody all over the world, make it easy for everybody all over the world to use it. It's not valid in the United States of America, but it is a dollar. It's a dollar, and we control the United States of America. It's just the foreign dollar. That would be very interesting. I would not be opposed to that. And yellow card and the other stable card, the demand for stable coins that are dollar stable coins. They are dollar stable coins. If they don't want ruble stable coins or peso stable coins, they want dollar stable coins. Just shows what the United States could do and that the dollar is not going anywhere, okay? Finally, we talk about sports a little bit, and I'm going to see if there were any more questions. The Baltimore Orioles have some great giveaways this year, I see. And one of them, and it's going to be linked to below, is a hockey jersey, Oriole jersey. And it is great looking, man. It looks better than Utah Hockey Club's hockey jersey now. And I tweeted out that same thing. I'm like, dude, why does my baseball team have a better hockey jersey than my hockey team does? Because, Utah Hockey Club is my hockey team now. They're not doing too well. Again, always Orioles, Ravens. That's at the highest echelon. But now I have a third level, and I will love them too. I will love as a man can love a sports team. I will like. Now I'm not going to become obsessed or anything like that because it's a waste of time. But I've learned a lot about hockey, and no, I'm really looking forward to this next hockey year because I think they'll make the playoffs next year and keep hope alive. I hope they can make it this year, but the chances are no. But they'll be called the Yeti, hopefully, and they'll have a real logo, and it'll be awesome, and it'll be better than the Orioles hockey logo jersey. But man, that is an awesome hockey jersey. I actually am going to be in town when they give away that hockey jersey. I think I am. I think I'm going to be there. It's going to be during Passover, but I don't like to. It's going to be during one of the holy days of Passover, so I wouldn't go to an Oriole game, and it'll be cold or something. Anyway. All right, let's see if anyone's got any final questions here. Dude, I am not liking the way I look on camera today at all. I look a lot better in freaking person. All right, and thanks to these shirts. All right, that's it. Nobody else had questions. That's it, guys. There's a dude who walks around my neighborhood with a baseball bat for that exact reason, to fight dogs off. Well, no, you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. We have culture here. That shouldn't be part of our culture where it's acceptable that wild dogs are running around the streets. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Anyone who thinks that it's acceptable for dogs to run around the street wildly and attack people, you should not be an American citizen. That's it. If you think that's acceptable because children will be attacked, that's violence. That's violence. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you. Pound that like button.